Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Weston Martinez coming to you live here from the great state of Texas, and lots of interesting things that are going on. We're going to kind of talk to you about some things that are taking place. I think some of it's going to make you upset, and some of it's going to make you happy. So we're going to talk to you about power generation, where it comes from, what are some of the cities that are making those, and we'll let you know which city is making those for you. Just sharing this in a couple of places. Hang on here. And we'll also talk to you about what's happening with what's taking place here with different power companies, what's going on with the electrical grid now, and what's taking place in the rest of this. So we've got just people joining. We'll just wait here just a second. I'm Weston Martinez. Hope you guys are doing good. Thank you all for following my YouTube channel and Facebook page. Appreciate y'all doing that. We've got a lot of different things that we, thankfully with a diverse background, we have the ability to have information on a lot of different things. I will tell you that with what we've got going on right now, it's going to really surprise you to find out how much is happening with the world's market, with the power generators, and, what's taking place there. So I think you guys will, I think you'll be excited, and also I think you're going to freak out a little bit. So we'll take that out all apart here in just 1 second as people continue to jump on there. But just to kind of get right off the bat, drum roll, please, if you know the name of the city that is in China that helps to manufacture power generators. Now, while we wait for people to guess on which city makes those power generators for the United States, and by the way, 60% of our power generators come from China. So we're going to unpack in another video, because there's too much content. We're going to unpack in another video how those contracts lay out, and where they're coming in from, and what's taking place in it. And most people don't even realize what exactly was happening when some different executive orders were flying across different groups. So again, this is Weston Martinez. We're going to be talking about those things and more as people join in. But let me just tell you, we've got people that are already guessing what's taking place here. So those are some good guesses. Okay. Yeah. All right. What's your guess? Okay. We've got different people joining in from across the state. So we're glad to see you guys joining in. Appreciate y'all being here, being a part of this. But here we go. All right. So, drum roll, please. Wuhan, China is one of the cities that actually makes power generators for the United States of America. Just when we thought we could not get Wuhan out of our life, they are right back in the middle of it. And when we look at, and again, they're one of the cities. They're not all of them. But when we look at what's happening there, it's Joe, you get the free enchilada. But yeah, so it's Wuhan. It's pretty disgusting what takes place. Most people, what happens in these big RFPs is that a state, a city, a country, they'll go in there, they'll contract, they'll issue an RFP, companies will bid on them, and then they'll go in there and do it. And just like we had people that were saying we shouldn't be able to let China dump steel onto the U.S., that's also something that takes place in the power generation space. So most people are not aware of that. So that's just kind of an overall thing that happens. So it's your normal RFP process. They negotiate a contract, they get a design, they purchase the materials, and then production takes 2 to 4 months. Eho, man, Joe, you're on a roll today, baby. It might, if that electricity would have been brought over here by a bat, we probably would have had better service. But so that's kind of you know, a United States thing. 60% of that grid, of our grid, over 200 generators from in the United States were built with Chinese power generators. There's been suspicion about, do they put technology inside of there to actually shut these things down, trip them, basically allow them to be disabled remotely. I will tell you, when you're looking at the utility world, that you're always worried about how people can get in there and hack your system and do just exactly that. So that's something that is a real viable concern that people need to talk about. Now, as it turns to pricing with CPS Energy and with these other companies, because they work on a scarcity market, they play the options futures. What's going to happen is the PUC is going to come in and they're going to investigate each one of these companies that had outages, and they're going to basically figure out, were they playing the market on their rates, or did they have an actual system problem? And, like I talked about the other day, $9,000 per megawatt hour is how much they can ramp up the pricing to. So to put that down into kilowatts at your house, that's 9 cents a kilowatt. Well, again, that's the wholesale market. So if the wholesale went from 5 cents to 9 cents, your bills probably can go up the same way. CPS Energy, all these guys are just, whether they did a bad job or a great job, they got a bad situation. CPS Energy had a meeting yesterday, and they were talking about having the expense, the cost of this to the ratepayers spread out over 10 years. Ladies and gentlemen, spread out over 10 years is a big deal. That's how much money we're talking about. Right now they're talking about $20 billion in insurance claims alone, just what's taking place. And hardening of the grid. I've seen some reports where you can harden the grid for $1.7 billion. So that's something's going on. But there's a lot of different things that are going to be found out that were done wrong. And I've made the comment before that ERCOT will be turned into the next Enron. I believe that with all my heart. Don't wish that on anybody, but that's part of what's taking place there. CPS is going to make us pay a lot of money. They're going to make us pay a lot of money. Now, the other thing that happened on a regional basis, I will tell you that STP1 went offline here in San Antonio. The reason it went offline is because it couldn't get water. The reason it couldn't get water is because the water company did not have backup generators and at that location to keep things rolling. So between CPS and SAWS, that was part of the big reason why we had a big spike in power getting shut off, because when ERCOT goes to these electric companies and tells them, hey, we need to spread out the electricity a little bit more, everybody needs to tighten their belt and cut their electrical usage so that we can manage the ship, keep the ship from flipping over. So that is part of what's been taking place. And, it's really interesting to watch what's going on with all of this. And, there's nowhere, we're nowhere near out of the woods yet. So, know that this is going to be a long-term situation. The cost is going to be a long-term situation. The expense is going to be a long-term situation. And I'll give you some of the other names. So 35% of all of the worldwide installed production was by China. And the U.S. was 14%, Japan was 14%, Russia 12%, and then it gets into a bunch of smaller places. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 of the power generating companies are in China. One of them is in Wuhan, It's the Wuhan Iron and Steel Company. And for the folks in Houston that are tuning in, there was a power generator that was installed in Houston in the last couple of years. And I don't know what size it was. I'm trying to find that out now. But there's more information to come. But again, I thought that, no way did I ever think that Wuhan would have an impact on our country in the future, as has been the case. But needless to say, I've been wrong before, and this is certainly something that is going on right now. So we'll unpack some more of this later on. Again, it's a very technical subject. I spent almost 25 years as in the regulated utility industry. I'm still in the regulated utility industry, but I worked for Southwestern Bell, AT&T. Part of my career, I handled the Public Utilities Commission complaints, and I handled the regulatory agency complaints that we dealt with. And being a former statewide commissioner, I also understand how these commissions work. So there's a lot to unpack here. So I'll let you guys go with that. Y'all have a great day. God bless you. And thank God for the sunshine. And we'll look forward to seeing you soon. God bless you. And God bless Texas. And remember, every time you drive by Buc-ee's, remember, Weston works for you. And we're working to fight voter fraud. So have a great day. And also follow the Voter Fraud Bureau of Investigation. Alrighty. God bless. Have a good day. Bye.